Welcome to day number 8 of Channeling Jesus. This is an interesting journey for me. I feel that I am definitely going through resistance to complete this, actually. It's an interesting thing when you commit to something long term, because what usually happens is that in the beginning, everything is exciting and everything is fresh, it's new. It's like in this romantic phase of a relationship, or when things start to sprout and bloom. It's that phase, right? But then as you start to learn the truth of the situation, then you dive usually deep into whatever it is that you have as your focus to learn about during these 28 days. Usually you start to receive more information, and sometimes that can feel overwhelming for the body, and so there can be resistance to change and to the alterations. Is it more? Is it still more to do? Those types of resistance. Can be many things that can come up depending on what it is that you are having as your focus. But one thing is usually for certain, and that is that when you want to change something, when you actually do want a consciousness shift, then you will go through this, because there usually is great optimism in the beginning, and then you start to dive into it and you start to realize, do I have to do that? That's a little bit scary. For this, then I have to go through that thing too. Oof. So it's a little bit like, it's like a reality check. And that usually comes in at around this time. That there is a reality check of like, it wasn't as simple as I thought. You get more information. In order to go through with this, you have to actually think about this one, this one, this one, and this one, which was not clear in the beginning, but it's clear now. And why? Because you're going deeper into it. And so you see more of it, more of what needs to happen for you to achieve that goal of yours, more information about whatever it is that you're healing or looking into, so that you can comprehend how to shift. Everything takes time and energy to do. When you're making alterations like this, it takes time, dedication, and energy. It takes your focus to change your life and your consciousness. There is a mastery that can be gained here during this program. And that is walking the sacred path that I walked when I was a human. This is the start of that path, if you wish to walk it. It is a sacred path. Many of you have already decided, but you might not be logically aware of what and how it all functions. This will help with that. Because it is a very holy path. You're not leaning to either side energetically. Sometimes you can even experience thoughts sort of bogging you down, trying to get to you. That's sort of what thoughts are. And the more thoughts a person has, the more they are holding, the more their body usually reflect. But those are energies that can be, once you realize that it's just an energy formation, you can start to play with it. And you can start to, I can sense this pressure, especially during these times when the energy, it's easier to go up in frequency. And when you go up in frequency, you can sense more of this. You can sense more of this, these thoughts. There are thoughts and you can feel them in your field, the more embodied you are. So you can start to play with that. So once, obviously, ground, be in this environment. That is super important. It is super important for the balance. This is what I want you to really hear. The main energies that are at play here, it's usually just two energies that we're working with internally. And then we have two external energies that we're working with as well. So they mirror the inside, right? But we can still receive information from the outside, knowing that it's actually from the inside. So that we can receive confirmation and things like that. I see the reflection. I see the truth of what I have on the inside. Thank you. Thank you for confirming that all of these changes that I've done has worked. This is how we use the outside for reflection on how well we're doing. How well are you handling these situations? Right? How well are you handling things that are trying to steer you off path, like this dog? Right? Trying to steer the attention. No, look here, look here, no, look here. There's a lot of beings that are being pulled. It's a lot of attention. People want your attention. Why? Why is that so important? Why is it so important with your energy? Why are there millions of gajillions of dollars spent on marketing all the time? It's because your focus, are you listening? Your focus has creative power. Just your focus alone. Whatever you focus on becomes more. So if someone can pay to get your focus, that is worth a lot to corporations. It's time you knew that, so that you can use your valuable focus to grow your own life. Because there are experiences that are waiting for you on the other side of this. That are magnificent, wonderful experiences where you get to live fully who you really are as a soul incarnated in these bodies. This being has had those experiences more predominantly. He is over the hurdle. He still has some cleaning up to do, and he is walking the path, and he's doing really well. And he's sharing with you, us with you. So he's sharing his alignment with us, with you, so that you can walk this path also. Many beings are searching for this path, to actually walk it. None of the confusions. But it is a very joyful path. It is joyful. Might be disciplined at times. But it is all in service to anchoring your light and land that here on these plains. Because your light is very special and unique. And it wants to be shared. It wants to be heard. It is needed. The beings that are here needs your light. This is a very beautiful system. It needs the very beings. Everything is not happening by chance. Everything has its orchestration, its readiness in consciousness. And what is that? It's just currency of energy flowing up and down a person. And then based on the internal filters and how well we have done energetically to maintain that light, then we evolve in consciousness. We evolve into more of who we really are. It's very helpful to look at your body as a battery. There is energy coming from the ether, down to Gaia. That is you being plugged in, your battery. And then, with the correct perception and the right action, correct perception, masculine, top chakras, right? Because it comes here. With the correct behavior, lower 3 chakras, meeting in the middle, which is the heart, which is the actual plane. So that you have what comes above flowing through you and your action in alignment. That is what is expected of you to master being a human. To be centered at the heart. If you ever feel bogged down by any energy, that's why you can pull that energy into the heart and it will neutralize, because it is not masculine and it's not feminine. It is in the middle, in the heart, in the sacred fire. It will neutralize the energy of what you pull in. You can feel things in your field. If you feel bogged down, if you have a pain, you can start to open to feel. So that if you have an illness, something, open to feel. If you have a knee, disturbance in the knee, if you have physical symptoms, it just means that there's some imbalance there. Some energy you haven't wanted to face, or haven't wanted to feel, or have a distorted perception somewhere that links to, I don't want to feel this. There is a correlation between the mind and the body. So if you heal the body, the perception also needs to be healed. So you need to let go of that. There is a correlation. It's a mirror. The heart is the middle. What's up in thoughts and all of that mirrors what's below in action. So if you have a distorted knee, you have a distorted view somewhere. That's how it works. And you can figure out by a tool similar to holisticmeaning.co or holisticbody.co, which you can just look up what things mean, so that the left knee, so that you know, okay, left knee is about the feminine, There's something linked to the feminine. Okay, so then at least it gives you some idea of what it can be about when you're searching for the meaning, because you've hidden it from yourself, because you didn't want to feel it. You see? That's the correlation. That's the link that we're all seeking. The link between the body and what's going on in your field. Right? So that you can start to make alterations deep within, so that you land who you are here, just as you are. And if there is anything that is not that, it will show itself as a distortion in your field. You will feel it when you get sensitized enough to your body, which is the first step to land in your body. Feel your body. Feel everything that's going on. Be open. Be open to the experience. Be open to feel proud of who you are, so that you can land who you are. None of the conditioning, but who you are, what you stand for. Well, maybe some of the conditioning. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Some of it can be okay. We are, of course, talking about the distortions of the distorted ways that is impeding the energy from flowing through the body. Right? That's what we're talking about. So that you can start to identify what is in the body. And one technique, there are many ways to deal with this, but one technique, when you start to get sensitized to energy, a very simple way to do this is to pull in the energy into your heart and let it just burn. For that, there needs to be correct perception about things. If you're looking and you're seeing demons or experiencing things as demons, you might not have, you definitely don't have the correct perception of it. But it depends on the rest of your perception. But pulling it in here, because what can be a further twisting of that perception could be that, oh yeah, it will get stuck in there or something like that, right? And the only reason why that could happen is because you are closing your energy field. And so that energy is sort of there. And that is what distortion is. And if that is there for long enough, meaning you have been closed for long enough, that can solidify into a painful knee or weak knee or wobbly something energetically. Because that manifests, that distortion manifests out for as long as you keep ignoring it. So open to feel your experience. Don't shut things out unless it is important to maintain boundary and healthy boundary. So there is a balance that is very beneficial to develop as a person. And that is to be able to have boundaries. We have almost been taught that it's not okay to have boundaries. That it's not okay to say no because that's not being a nice person, ergo you're not going to heaven. All of these links are very easy for the ego to make. And that goes in the wrong direction, right? Because going to heaven was the doctrine of Christianity and all of these things, right? And they're still around as energy, as belief systems that are still operating. Many beings are still operating like this. But we can upgrade the way that we're seeing reality based on our understanding. That's why these channeling messages are coming through, because it is a new way of seeing what I always taught back then. Christianity, you are hearing different stories from different people, and it is not cleanly Jesus's teachings in there. Let's just call it that. Because this is not a topic that I want to debate too much, because it is too logical. It is more coming from the logical brain. What we are interested here is to get you to comprehend that there is another way of seeing the world, which is more up to date with reality based on what the comprehension is in the collective right now. Because energy, you can't exclude energy. Many beings still think that ghosts don't exist, or energy in general just don't exist. And that is simply false. This system would not exist without energy. Energy is at its source. Before matter, there is energy. And we, as beings, we can sense energy when we are embodied in our bodies, when we get our bodies to relax enough and to harmonize enough and to forgive and to amend to say goodbye, or to do the thing that is necessary for you to have peace inside. Sometimes there needs to be some correction changes in terms of what is bringing peace. It is harmony. That also means in the brain, so that you see accurately energy. So that the energy that you are seeing, so that you don't fall for the mind tricks, right? Because there are many of those, and just pull them into your heart. It's a very, very good technique, because it also gets you to stand strong, stand tall, stand open. You get good posture, but you also alchemize these energies. Because when you open like this, they can burn there. Distorted energies can burn there. When you hunch down like that, it's not that easy for them to get through, because you're letting it bog you down. So open up your energy systems, let the energy flow, feel your body, you're doing well. If you're experiencing resistance, know that it's part of the process. Keep going. It is important to withstand resistance, because it is past the resistance that there is further growth. And then we are moving upward with a higher momentum, because we have gone down to this level and we have cleaned up some things. We have felt some things, some distorted things, and then we go upward again. These are the natural flow of life and energy here on the planet. And that is something that the normal time system is slightly off. So there are other time systems that go further closer into what these cycles are, because there are more cycles of energy. But more on that later. You're doing wonderful. Just by joining this program alone is a huge leap. just engaging your energy into this is a huge leap, because it will reap so much reward the more you invest your time and your energy into this type of material, because it is producing wealth. It is producing growth from the inside out. Because once a being learns to grow from the inside out, there is natural abundance. Everything that you need will be supplied, because that is the law. You are connected to Gaia. Gaia will provide for you. But there might be some change of thoughts in terms of how that comes. There also needs to be change of thoughts so that you create the avenue for it to come. There are many things that is still very practical that needs to be done, which is the body. So the body and the upper, the masculine and the feminine, that's the game that we're harmonizing, so that we, as souls, which is closely linked to the masculine, is looking after the body. That's our job. We look after the body. It needs to eat good, healthy food. It needs to exercise. It needs healthy routine. It needs whatever it needs. You have to be the one giving it to it. It's your responsibility. If you have been traumatized, do the necessary steps that your body needs in order to come through the other side. If you need to see someone, do that. But never forget that you are the soul. You are the one that governs the body. And you can inject your energy in certain directions to move and to grow into a different person that holds more light. And that translates into that you are more of who you are. That translates also into your auric field is stronger. That also translates into that you are more joyful and you're more expansive. That also translates into that you will manifest bigger and greater things. Right? Thank you so much for watching. I'm excited that you're here, and please let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I'm looking forward to talking to you in the next one. Ciao.